right, let's get it.
You
Yeah,
rolling?
what up?
What up, Brown?
What up, though, Tom?
Yeah, listen, man. That game last night was wild, man. I tried to tell you, boys from Baylor, they was
Yeah,
ready, man.
yeah, they showed out. They showed out. Shout out to Baylor. They definitely turned up.
Yeah, and Gonzaga had a good season too, but I think they shot their load on Saturday with that last minute shot.
I don't even think they shot their load. I just think they really ran into a team that was the real deal. You
Facts,
know what I
facts,
mean?
facts.
And they wanted to come out. They ain't want to come out and box it out. They wanted to come out and knock Gonzaga out.
True, true. Well, welcome everybody to another
So,
episode of
yeah,
Keep It a C Note podcast.
yeah. What up, Doc?
Appreciate y'all coming back. Appreciate y'all getting busy on IG. Matter of fact, right now as we speak, there's a whole bunch of different posts people just putting up on IG and Facebook that we probably gonna grind somebody up about. So we're gonna get back to that.
Yeah,
So
but listen, let me
what's
tell
up?
you this, though. I'm going to keep it a C note with you before we start. I think Baylor showed everybody that Gonzaga was overhyped.
Ooh, stamp it. Overhyped. Ooh,
Yeah, I think they were overhyped, bro.
yeah. I don't
Yeah,
think they was as deep as everybody they thought they was. You know what I'm saying?
not just as deep. I don't think they was as good as everybody thought they was.
True, true. Yeah, it's true. Them boys from Baylor came in and they you could see it. They was hungry. They was hungry from the rip. Like
Yeah,
if you don't let a team score for like 4 minutes, that's saying something. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah,
And
they
you
was
could
right.
tell, like, they kind of exposed everybody because Gonzaga had a couple guys that was kind of overhyped coming into this game. You see
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So they kind of exposed those guys. Like they wasn't like the guy Timmy, like he couldn't do nothing.
He looked
And when
lost.
they were saying that he was like gonna be a problem in the NBA, and I'm like, he not really mobile. He can't handle the ball. He like a more of an old school big man, and I ain't think he was going to transition. And playing against them faster Baylor players, it showed.
Yeah. The only thing, real talk, I think he's overhyped. Only way for me, I see him becoming a good NBA player is if he learns how to shoot the outside shot. Because you're not
Yeah,
going to be an inside banger. You're not fleet of foot. You don't handle. You can't go to the rack
yeah.
that strong. You're going to need to hit down the three, like regular.
He got to be like a Kaminsky.
Yeah, yeah, man. Frank Kaminsky.
Yeah, so, but yeah, he's
So,
definitely overhyped.
so, as long as on the no hype, the overhype, no cap tip, I saw three players from Baylor that stood out to me last night. Three
Okay.
players. Davion Mitchell, swing
Yeah.
guard. I like him. I think he's got heart. He's a little bit more polished than
Now,
some of the
yeah,
other players. You know what I'm saying?
he definitely got heart. He got heart and he got aggression with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Maceo
mean?
Teague. Maceo Teague, I think, is a good scorer, but I think he's a little too small for the next level. I don't think, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not blindingly fast, so you either got to be blindingly fast or kind of tough with it. We'll see how he makes it. Now, here's my guy that's no cap. Jared Butler, number 12.
Yeah.
My man can do it all. Inside, outside, hit the three. I can't remember the last time I saw a guard that small that could score on the inside on anybody consistently. You know what I'm saying? So for me, he's no cap. Like I feel like he could transfer to the next level because he can do it all. If he can defend on the next level, he could be all right guard.
Okay. Well, I want to pat myself on the back, man. Because right now, I'm feeling good, man. I think I'm rubbing off on you, man. I definitely think I'm rubbing off on you, man.
Why do you say that?
Because Butler is no cat. He
Oh
can
yeah,
shoot. He can handle the ball. He can play defense. He's no cap. He's the real deal.
that's true.
He's
That's
definitely the
true.
real deal. But Maceo, definitely too small, and I think he just got the senior thing going on with him. Like you
Mm-hmm.
know how in college sometimes seniors look a little bit better than they are.
Mm-hmm.
Mitchell, he looks like he has hard aggression. He probably can play at the next level. just got to get a more consistent jumper, I think.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more consistent jumper because he's kind of small too.
Yes. You know, the other player that stood out to me, and he didn't really do anything big with stats, was number 0. I can't remember his last name, Toms or something like that. The big boy. I like the way he is. He's a rim protector. To me, he reminds me of like a Willie Cauley-Stein. He ain't gonna get you that many buckets, but he can get to the rim. He could block some shots. He'll defend. You know what I'm saying? And if he play that part, he could play at the next level too. I feel like.
Well, he was small, wasn't he?
He's about 6'9", I think, something like that. But he could jump. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be one of them some energy dudes off the bench that just come in and block a couple shots and then he go right back to the bench. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to look back at that one. You know what I mean? But I think Butler is definitely no cap.
Yeah,
you know,
he's
no cap.
No cap. Yeah, he's a good player. All right, so let's pivot off of that. So since we talked about cats that can and cannot make it in the NBA, and it is championship season, who are your top 3 NCAA champion basketball players that didn't make it in the NBA?
That was like kind of overhyped, you mean?
Yeah, like everybody thought that they had a shot to be somebody coming in, but they really didn't do much.
I'm gonna say number 3. I'll probably go recent. I'll probably say Anthony Davis teammate Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Ooh, you know what? I didn't even think about him. That's a good pull.
I mean, he was the second best player on that team. He was really their leading scorer, if I'm not mistaken. He was a lockdown defender, ended up being the number 2 pick in the draft. Already knew he couldn't shoot, but I thought he would be way better than he is in the league. He kind of turned out to be a bust. I don't even know where he at now. He couldn't even. I know Charlotte got rid of him.
He's on somebody's bench. I've seen him recently.
Number 2, I would have to go to North Carolina 04-05 team. And you can throw any of them guys on there, Marvin Williams, Sean May. But I think Rashard McCants.
Ooh.
McCants was supposed to be the man. He was supposed to be the man coming into the league, and he ended up being overhyped. Number one now, I'm going to keep it a C-note with you. I've always been in the high school basketball, but more so like Philly, the suburban areas around Philly, more so the local hoop scene. So my little brother Dub had put me on watching other people, and he put me on watching Jabari Parker. So 1 year in high school, I seen Jabari Parker play this kid that turns out to be Jahlil Okafor. Okafor ends up dominating in Chicago, they high school league, goes to Duke, wins a chip his first year. Best player in college that year. He dominated. He even dominated Frank the Tank that we just talked about, Kaminsky. Knew he was slow-footed, but I always thought that watching him, he was always fundamentally sound since a kid. So I thought he would be able to transition to the game. I thought the defense would be sluggish. I thought because of his height, he would be able to get you 8-9 rebounds. And none of that really happened. And he kind of had a good rookie season, but to keep it a C-note with you, I think if he wasn't on the Sixers and he had that good rookie season, that it could have translated into a better career. Because I think that once it was put in the air that he was only there for that year until Embiid got healthy, I think that kind of really messed him up. Yeah. And, some young kids, if you used to being the man your whole life, some young kids, they can't handle that. That's why a lot of kids that was coming out of high school going to the NBA wasn't succeeding in the league because they was used to being so dominant, and then they get there and something break their heart. Star play on the team, on one pass the ball to them or check them like, look, you got to do this, that, and you got to play defense. It ain't all about scoring. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe if Lil gets off to that same rookie start and does good and then loses the weight and everything, I think it gives him more confidence going into his second year. And maybe he's like a 10-6 guy. That's a maybe. But I would say he's my number one.
Oh, that's a good pull. That's a good pull. Mine are a lot further back. You know, I looked at some of the guys like a Shabazz Napier. When he was coming out, people just knew he was like the next hit. He's still getting his foot in, whatever. So I'm not going to get on him too much. You got a Luke Kennard or somebody like that. Jury's still out on that dude. So my honorable mention, and he's only my honorable mention because his career got cut short because of an injury that wasn't basketball related, is Jay Williams.
Yeah.
Jay Williams from Duke, number 2 overall pick for the Bulls, was balling his rookie season, had that accident, was never the same. So that's why he was my honorable mention. And he was going to be like, they thought Jay Will was like the next Jason Kidd type player. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why he's honorable mention because it wasn't a basketball thing. So my number 3, we're gonna go back to the Michigan State days, brother. Mateen Cleaves.
You know what, though? Before you even go there, to keep it a C-note with you, that's why I started to go Mateen Cleaves, and I'm like, I'm gonna give you some slack.
I can't, man, because all you heard about that year was Mateen Cleaves. All throughout March Madness, all throughout the season, Mateen Cleaves, point guard. He's the best guard in the country, blah, 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 blah. He got into the league, and he went to a deep Detroit team that was in the middle of like a title run. Yeah, so you ain't going to get that much burn, but you can contribute. And he just bounced around and never really found his footing, you know what I'm saying? Right. I don't know if it was like more injuries or whatever, but it just never seemed like he could get that same energy that he had in college. Number 2,
hold on. He one of those guys, though, that I was telling you, like Maceo, though. He was like a 4-year player. Yeah. So sometimes in college, that'd be a smoke screen. You know what I mean? They don't really be better than the younger guys. They just got more knowledge of the game and more experience. And it looked like they better.
Absolutely. Because you could tell that his game was polished because of 4 years at Michigan State. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Number 2, Juan Dixon. Maryland guard. Ooh. Yeah. Because remember, Juan Dixon was a college killer. He was a killer. You couldn't stop him that year. You know what I'm saying? Like his last year. So when he came to the league, you think, all right, he getting drafted by the Wizards. The Wizards wasn't trash. They was all right back then. They wasn't good, but they wasn't trash. So you thinking, oh, he's going to contribute. You know what I'm saying? You got other guards. I think Gilbert Arenas was still there around that time. You know what I'm saying? Like you got guys to bounce off of. You know what I'm saying? He just never picked it up. Bounced around the league, never did anything. Number 1, I'm going back. You brought the team up, and you actually said his name. My number 1 is Sean May. And me being a Tar Heels fan, it hurts me to say this, but he was so hyped up that year. Got the Wooden Award or whatever, most outstanding player, tournament player. All of this stuff, he was literally an animal. You know what I'm saying? Like in the paint, and he could shoot it a little bit. But he was a beast defensively, offensively. Like you couldn't stop Sean May. So when he went to Charlotte, I know that organization was terrible at the time. I know they wasn't ready to win, but you would have at least thought he would have put up his numbers. You know what I'm saying? At least he got his numbers there because now it's just you and a bunch of other cats that's trying to freestyle and get it. So you got the opportunity to be the man. And it never got it. It's like he went backwards. You know what I'm saying?
But he got hurt too, didn't he?
He did.
It's
like his third or fourth. It's like third year, I think, something like that. But even in his first and second year, he wasn't really like in shape. He didn't really come in like he was ready to, throw down like to make this your team. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it was like, I don't know what's up, my man. You know what I mean? Like, what are you losing? Like you didn't have to move that far. You know the city, you know the town, you know everything. And maybe that's it. Maybe it's because you went to college there and you ended up on the team where you went to college, and maybe that's an environment that's hard to get over. You know what I'm saying? Because same thing with Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Went to UNC, ended up in Charlotte, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if you
Well,
go
no,
to
Gilchrist went to Kentucky.
I mean Kentucky. Yeah, he went to Kentucky. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. But I mean,
yeah.
but he was on that one of those Charlotte teams.
Yeah, he was on Charlotte.
They played together, and it's like you would think y'all got that chemistry. What's up? But it never panned out. Never panned out. So
yeah. But listen, I'm gonna keep it a C note with you though on that note because North Carolina is your college basketball team.
Other than Temple, yeah, Temple and UNC. I grew up a Tar Heels fan, so.
See, here's the thing. This podcast is really gonna make me not have no music fans because the Dallas thing with Emmitt Smith, that's one thing. North Carolina is about to hate me for what I'm going to say. Everybody that comes from the Tar Heels end up being duds in the league, man. Vince Carter and Rasheed Wallace may be the only exception, man, that I can really think of off top. Most of the time, them dudes is duds, man.
Yeah, I mean, you got
especially the big men, especially they big men. They end up just being 3 rebound type dudes. Henson and all those dudes. Them dudes end up being duds in the league.
It's funny that you say that. It's like if you're a big guy and you go to UNC, you're probably not going to have a good NBA career. And conversely, if you're a guard and you go to Duke, you're probably not going to have a good NBA career. Like they just don't be putting them out like that.
Here's the thing: who on North Carolina has transitioned to the NBA lately? I can't think of nobody. Everybody be duds or so-so players. Kyle Lawson was a so-so player. Danny Green is so-so player. But these guys...
I'd say Danny Green is probably the best person to come out of UNC in a long time. Because Danny Green helps a team out in ways that don't always show up on the stat sheet. But other than him, you don't really have many players. Like
but what I'm saying is these guys come into the league and be duds or role players.
That's true. You don't have stars. You don't really have stars. Like it's funny that like they get these team guys. Like UNC gets team guys where you build a team around and they gather and they play like that. But that prevents you from having a star player in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like we really haven't had one. You know what I'm saying? John Henson is a good defensive player, but you know, he's just signed a 10-day contract. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. Like we've had player of the year candidates.
That's what I'm saying.
Tyler Hansborough was thought of to be like the best banging big man coming out in a long time. Then you follow him up with Tyler Zeller. Another banger inside guy.
Another dud.
Flamed out. They got the league and nothing.
I'm sorry for you for that. My God. I apologize, man. Let's move on from that, man. So this show doesn't get depressing, my God.
Well, I don't know. This section might get a little depressing for us, for me and you personally, because these was both of our guys. So let's talk about Jared Goff and Carson Wentz.
Okay.
Both of them. 1 and 2 picks, same draft. Both of them. Out of here. Now, let's talk about who had the better career and who's going to have the better career.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you go because I know where you're going with this because I know this your man's in there.
Well, to keep it a scene with you, like, I don't ever think it was a comparison. Carson Wentz had one good year. He played against a bunch of teams that was duds that year.
Oh.
He got hurt. His backup won the Super Bowl, and he was never the same. Jared Goff, if you give Jared Goff an offensive line, Jared Goff is actually a good quarterback. I can say Goff is better than Wentz because Goff actually led us to that Super Bowl.
Oh, that's spicy.
Wentz played a quarter of a playoff. But to keep it a secret with you, I was grinding you up for about 2 seasons before all of this happened. All of this happened. I said, tone. It's a smoke screen. When he play teams 500 or better, his record is horrible. He's not that good. He's injury prone. I told you all of this.
This is true. This is true.
We gonna get it together. We gonna get it together. What killed Jared Goff is our Super Bowl year, and the year before that, we had the best offensive line in the league. Jared Goff, if you anywhere near him, he's giving that pill up.
Mm-hmm.
He don't want to get hit. If you give him a little bit of time and he know he got people blocking for him, he's an accurate quarterback. He's going to hit you. He can win you games. He can play good. Now, as far as better careers, being as though he's going to Detroit and rebuild mode with nobody, Carson will probably, hopefully, because I still think Carson Wentz is overhyped. And I think the bad thing about it is they're giving him his old offensive coordinator back. And if he can't return to form with this, his career is over. Because he couldn't play. He couldn't play with a new offensive coordinator. Everybody said, "Oh, well, Frank was calling the plays. Frank did this." So now he has Frank. He has one of the best offensive lines in the league. If he come out throwing 25 interceptions again, you know what I mean? Then we got a problem. But like I always say, you can buy offensive line, you can buy receivers, you can buy defense and running back. You can't buy heart.
That's disrespectful.
I don't think Wentz got no heart.
Whoa.
I don't think he got no heart, man. I think he's overhyped, man. So I'm going Jared Goff.
All right, so I'm gonna defend my boy Carson Wentz, even though he ain't squad no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going to defend him. You know what I'm saying? Because let's go back to the MVP year. He put up 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions in 13 games. He was the prohibitive MVP of the league.
Against who?
Against everybody, whoever we played. I don't know.
He only played 2 teams that whole year. He only played like 2-3 teams with a winning record. Everybody else had losses. It was a losing records team.
And he torched this squad before they got him out of here.
Yeah. We was one of the teams that was 500 or better that he beat that year. But every other team, come on, man, it was a smoke screen.
This is why I'm gonna say my man Carson, because Carson elevated a lot of people that year. Like Nelson Aguilar was on a decline from Rip, and he brought his game up. Alshon Jeffrey, people was writing him off. Oh, he's slow, he hurt, he old, whatever. He ain't got it no more. Had a great year. My man was in the clutch moments. So many clutch moments, getting out of sacks, throwing touchdowns, getting out of sacks, getting first downs. He was carrying that team that year. But you are right. When he got hurt, he was never the same. And a lot of things happened. I think, and it's crazy to say this because I'm a Birds fan, but the worst thing that happened to Carson Wentz is the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. That was the worst thing that could have happened for his confidence, because you telling me that I didn't get there. I got us in position, but my backup got us the bowl. Now I got to come back, and he's still here. There's a statue of this dude outside of my stadium. He's still here, but I got to come back. But he came back, and he played well the next year. He was balling again. Got hurt. Backup comes in. What does he do? Takes him back to the playoffs. He didn't win it. He got close again. Got us to the second round, got close, but he didn't win it. So, yeah, his confidence took a hit. You know what I'm saying? Now, heart, when that game against the Rams, that's pure heart, man. When he tore that ACL and then came and then stayed in and threw a touchdown pass, that's big, man. That's heart right there. You know what I'm saying? Because who knows what would have happened if he came out. I don't think I'm gonna keep it a C-note with you. If he came out that play before we scored, I don't think we win that game. I don't think we win that game. I think because we were up, I think like 10 or something like that, and y'all were coming back. So the game went back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Right. If he comes out before scoring that touchdown and you don't put Foles up and putting him in the game with a lead, we don't win that game because y'all were on fire. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Let me keep it a seat. Hold that thought. Keep it a seat with you real quick. Just on that one thing. You may call it this heart. I call it adrenaline. As you were though. He was running off adrenaline when he stayed there. It wasn't heart. If it was heart, he would have came back in the Chicago game, man. As you were.
All right, I'm gonna give you that one. That was good right there. So one knock I'll say against Jared Goff is the talent. Like his receiving core, y'all receiving core was crazy. Cup, Cooks, and my man Robert Brooks. That's his last name. Brooks. It was. There we go, Robert Woods. That's a talented ass receiving core. You know what I'm saying? Right. Then you got a defense that's supporting you. You know what I mean? Like your defense was carrying you through a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They helped y'all in close games now. Like we talked about.
Not that year. Not that year.
No, not that year. Not that year.
No. Not
but
that
the years
year.
y'all win. Y'all played. Now I'll give it to you. Y'all played as a good team, but you still had AD in the middle of that. You know what I'm saying? That's a big deal. It's a big deal, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That Monday night game against the Chiefs. That Monday night game against the Chiefs. That Jared Goff with performance, Wentz has nothing in his career to top that.
What they say, a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, so we gonna fast forward for the rest of their career. I don't think Jared Goff in Detroit has a winning season for the rest of his career. I think he got he got the worst part of that trade. Like you're going to an organization that's been terribly run since the beginning. So you screwed. Now Carson
and they going in rebuild mode.
Exactly. Carson is set up to where if they played their cards right, Indianapolis could be in the Super Bowl in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? They could be in the Super Bowl in 2 years because they're building a defense that's already respected and nasty, and your offense is getting better. You got a young core wide receivers with a veteran like T.Y. You got running backs. They got too many running backs. You know what I'm saying? To name. They're talented across the board. You got Frank Wright coming back. Yeah, he lost his old coordinator, but we know he ran the show. You know what I'm saying? We got Sirianni, whatever. But Carson, if you don't get this done, I'm going to keep it a C note with you. If you don't get it done in Indianapolis, you were a draft bust. You will become one of the top busts of all time.
Well, let me keep it a C note with you. I'll go one further because I think he is going to be one of the top. If they come in this year and they decline one bit from Phillip Rivers-led team, then that right there, once you start hearing the whispers, 8-8 is not acceptable.
No.
9-7 is not acceptable. You got to get 11-5 or better with that team, and you got to win some playoff games. If he doesn't do that this year, if he don't make the playoff, I think his career is over. Because he's one of those guys.
That's crazy.
He's one of those guys that anything can break his confidence.
Yeah, he's teetering right now. And for you to get everything that you said you wanted to be with this coach. And the move, the offseason ain't over. They'll mess around and get Zach Ertz. They'll mess around and have Zach Ertz too. So now, not only do you have your favorite coach, you may have your favorite target along with a very talented roster. So you have no excuse. Plus, this year, you're going to have a full training camp. You're going to have everything at your disposal. You're not injured. You're coming in healthy. You're ready to go. You're fired up. So you have no excuse not to succeed. So if Carson Wentz don't get it done, if he don't get them a Super Bowl, I got to say it, he's probably going to be one of the biggest busts of all time.
Come here, everybody. I just want to keep it a C note on a couple of things. First of all, let me piggyback off what you said about making other people better. Last time I checked, Nelson Aguilar numbers have went through the roof since he left the Eagles. So
True.
that Alshon Jeffries played way better with Nick Foles than Carson Wentz. Alshon Jeffries was one of the guys that wanted Nick Foles to start over Carson Wentz. And the last thing I will keep it a C-note with you with, in 2 seasons, mark my word, in 2, no more than 3 seasons, Carson Wentz will be on the sideline during games with a clipboard talking to whoever he's backing up. Remember, I said it.
That's it.
3 seasons.
That's it.
Gotta keep it a C-note with you. He's a dud.
You heard. Y'all heard it from Brown like he do every show. He ended off with a bomb. I feel like we need a Funk Flex bomb drop for that because that was crazy. Wow. 2-3 years on the sidelines.
Holding the clipboard.
Whew. Brown, you did it again, man. You did it again.
I gotta keep it a C-note with you, my guy.
Hey, listen, I appreciate you keeping it a C-note because that was major. I like that one. Well, listen up, y'all good people. Thank y'all for tuning in with us. Come back, check us out every time. Check out IG, Twitter, Facebook. Hit us up, hit us questions. Hey, listen, if you hit us up enough, you might end up on the show. So get them comments up.
Ain't no doubt. Keep it a C-Note podcast. Instagram and Twitter and the Facebook group. Make sure y'all tune in, y'all.
Yeah. My boy Brown. Keep doing your thing, bro.
Same to you, Tone. Until next time, my brother.
Yes, sir.